me double check to make sure.
Down.
It's usual. I actually, I've been pondering, thinking about renaming these instead of just calling it Twitch broadcast number 34. I really think I want to call this the Pro Wrestling X Gong Show. I think that would be a really good official title for what we do week in, week out.
I have always proudly proclaimed us the Spinal Tap of game development.
Yeah, so that's what we do. That's what we do. So it's all good. So yeah, gang, we're trying to slowly get the gears rolling here. Right now it's me and Dave, which is unbelievable because both of us, of course you were here last week, right?
Was I?
You were, because you did the late session with Cola, I believe.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I
think that was...
Please no WWE spoilers. Okay, fair enough. Jam Tart and Web Nerd at the same time. That is exactly right. God. Between the both of us, I thought it's a race. We're actually trying to see who can be sick the most in 2016. You're winning because your stuff is more severe than mine.
Dude, yeah, you want to jinx it by talking about it, but you know what? I don't see. Why am I not seeing? I'm not seeing our freaking broadcast, man. So something's going.
Make sure you got Flash updated because I think Twitch is still uses all this stuff. Because I'm looking at it. It's live. How's the volume sound, chat? Let me know. We should be. So it's the Gong Show. We'll see if the audio levels are good, but it's all good. You guys know the drill by now.
There we go. Okay.
Did you finally get it to work there, big guy?
Well, it looks like all I had to do was click on the actual link.
Oh, the glory that is the Gong Show. Yeah, I seriously, I think I'm going to rename our next episode the Pro Wrestling X Gong Show and just call it that from here on out because it really is. That is just the nature of the beast. So.
Speaking of being in the nature of the beast, the only difference between us and every other game developer is that we actually admit it. I was talking to a guy back in Montreal who works for Ubisoft, and he works on the Assassin's Creed games, right? And he was like, I kid you not, he says, up to within 48 hours of shipping the Gold Master, the game is a broken, unplayable mess, and we're all shitting our pants.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Joe, no new build tonight, but
I can give you an update from our program.
Let's give Mr. Dave the floor here and let him kind of fill you guys in on what it came close tonight, guys. It came close.
It did. It came close, and we've got a lot. We've got so much stuff packed into this X update. It's been the longest we've ever been between updates with our current crew, simply because it is equal parts the biggest update we've ever worked on. I was just telling Eric that essentially Robert, our programmer, and Cola, our lead artist, they jacked the house off the foundations, completely gutted and dug out the foundation, re-poured a new one, and safely lowered the house back onto it. And they did this because we're adding a new character, the Grimhold character, which, as you've seen probably from the concept art, is nothing like Tyrador Grasshopper. He's a big, super heavyweight dude, different body type and everything, and we didn't want to just drop in a hacked, fat guy model or something, into the game. The guys, and I totally, supported this initiative, they wanted to rewrite the game code so that the new character and all new characters can actually be built and loaded from the Create a Wrestler mechanic, so that nothing is hacked and everything that we give you is available in Create a Wrestler, so that when we give you Grimhold and a new character, you'll have his new body type, you'll have all his Create a Wrestler items, and also because we actually morphed the body types. In other words, we literally took we took Tyrador in that, and we literally made this body part a little bit bigger and made that body part a little bit bigger, kind of thing, just by morphing his body model. We want to give you guys that ability to do that and Create a Wrestler too, and that's what we're working on giving you guys. So it's going to be a massive update, and even though we still need a ton more art content, it's going to be functionally one of the most powerful Create a Wrestler you've definitely from an indie developer for wrestling games. There's not a lot of actual wrestling games, so that's cool. But
yeah, don't give them too much about what's coming. I don't like I said, I don't know everything that's coming. Robert was just like going bananas, and it's like, are you kidding me? This is no. I refuse to flat out believe that any of this will actually be functional. But
well, we'll see. Has Robert ever let us down? Never, right?
He has not. He has not. So, all right, so
anyway, so with Robert's permission, yeah, I'll pretend I have Robert's permission, but I'm going to read you. Hopefully, I'll read you unedited as much as I can what he posted to the crew earlier today. And by the way, we just want to give our thoughts and whatnot to Robert. He lost a close friend very recently, unfortunately, and it's really kind of how that can really take the wind out of your sails, right? So he's dealing with that while he's trying to get stuff done for us. But he did post an update where he apologized for not getting an upload the bill today. But regardless of what I'm going through at the moment, Robert says, I managed to get a huge chunk of work done to the game where now everything is officially in and working the way I am satisfied. The only issue is the huge cleanup I want to do before I upload it officially. So my plan is to tighten up the loose ends on the build, get the cleanup process going and polish it so that we can reveal it officially on next week's Twitch, so we can do a big Eric unboxing and whatnot. So he says, I can 100% guarantee no hiccups and no BS that the newest build will be on the next Twitch. I can guarantee that because all the hard work is officially done and the only thing they're left to do is to clean up and polish. So tonight, please promote it heavily to the fans who join us on Twitch that it'll be there for next week. It will be epic and they don't want to miss what's inside. I promise that. P.S. he says, since Grimhold is officially in the game and looking perfect, I just might add, I'm not going to reveal that.
Yeah, that say keep just shut your mouth. Dude, what we ought to do is maybe we ought to look at going early next week, like at 9 o'clock instead of 10 or something. Make it a. I'm trying one of the things I'm working on here tonight is I'm trying to figure out the get knocked out of the ring glitch. I'm trying to see if I can get this to work. Have you gotten it to work yet?
I haven't, and I don't mean to sound distracted, but I'm reading Robert's follow-up. Holy shitballs.
Yeah, I told you. I said I would have been thrilled with like 20% of that. So then this is not just like false BS hype, guys. I mean, this is like a brand new game.
Okay. Now, I don't want to get the bus in place to completely run over Robert, but the stuff he's talking about getting in place for 1.0, again, I have no reason to believe he can't do it because this guy has delivered on everything he has said he would ever do. But I don't want to jinx him. But if he gets done anything close to what he's planning for the 1.0 release, it's not only going to be epic, it's going to be game-changing. Like, literally, that's crazy. Crazy. Robert, if you're listening, and I know you do eventually listen, we love you, buddy. Don't work yourself so hard that you collapse. We need you.
Yeah, amen.
Wow. I hadn't read his reply until actually
it just came. I think he just said it like a couple of minutes ago, like about 5 minutes before we went on, or no, a little bit more than that, I think. But dude, this is going to be kind of a. Let me see if I can try to get this to work.
Have you read the instructions on Steam?
Yeah, I'm sitting here trying to get it to work, and it's a pretty convoluted. Basically, one of the keys is that the AI has to start punching you as you're climbing the turnbuckle, and I'm trying to get that timing down. For those that are like I said, what I'm trying to do is, we found there was a screenshot Saturday a couple of weeks ago that somebody managed to get out of the ring. Okay. So, guess who's outside of the ring?
Well. I'm on a lag here by about a minute, so I gotta wait.
He's walking on sunshine right now. He is at ring level, pretty much walking on air outside of the. Okay, I see how he did this now, though. It doesn't. Like I said, you're walking as if there's a solid surface. Like you don't drop down to the apron, but you're out here on the. Oh, fun. Okay, so this is gonna have to get.
So essentially, it's just the collision was accidentally turned off the character for that animation. And if you're near the ropes, you're gonna go through them. But it does look cool to be able to walk out onto that.
Whoa! Okay, that was messed up. I was out there. All right, I gotta see if I can pull that one off again. I did a.
By the way,
I tried to do a running senton into the ring, and it kind of worked. So okay, so that's all kinds of fun. I got to do that again.
Oh man, just watching you run down the ramp is classic.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is I was trying to do like a sting move because didn't he did that where he ran down the ramp and then like jumped into the ring and
that quick camera cut was really different as well. I saw there. By the way, I got to thank you for putting the Fight Brett fight signs in.
Yeah, that was total. I had to do that for my build. All right, I'm back out here again. Okay, so what's taunt? Oh, that's right. Okay, actually push on the control stick. All right, so let me see if I can do. Okay, so he backs up. Okay,
what's going on there?
He's not casting
the drop
any shadow.
kick.
Yeah, well, because it's just a little bit of a nudge. Because what happens is when he punches you as you're climbing the ropes, you will land back behind the ropes, and then it takes that drop kick and just nudge you out a little bit more. So
that's hilarious.
Okay, that's fun. All right, so let's zoom in on that bad boy. Look at that. All right, I like that. All right, now I know how to get this done. Fun. Yep, because that's essentially what we did to get that screenshot Saturday post. Is he was kind of back here. Got it when it's empty like this. You kind of look at it. You know, it looks like a TNA house show. Oh snap! That's not fair. TNA has actually been putting on some pretty good matches here lately. I really can't beef on them too much.
Are they even viable anymore? TNA? I mean, honestly,
boy,
they're on like.
Well, they're on a network called Pop, and it's not. It's just there's nothing. There's just no buzz there. But
like, I don't want to be that guy, and I know very little, obviously, about cable TV deals. But this is probably like 6-7 years ago that I was kind of hanging out with one of those cable channel network executive dudes, right? And they would literally pay for an entire season of a show, maybe $10,000. So I can't see where TNA is making any money off of this. You know,
I'd be hard pressed. I know it's their number one show on that network. So I mean, I think that there's some value there. But I don't know, man. It's and I root for this. And I root for the boys. I want to get the men and women paid. I think that's great. So I got no.
You know what? I got to admit, all the power to TNA, but I want to see Angle make one more WWE run.
Yeah, I maybe could make a case for that a few years ago, but I don't know, man. He's pretty jacked up at this point.
Yeah,
but he's still putting on good matches. I guess he's got a good one tonight. So I said, this is so much fun. This is so much fun. I got him in the gorilla position right now, kind of like waiting. I don't know if I can get him all the way back there. I don't think so. But that's cool.
Few questions coming out of the chat room from Woody TV. When do our faces get onto the wrestlers? Dude, you can crack open the art right now and import your face onto a wrestler. It's not easy, mind you, but we don't have an actual in-game Create a Wrestler tool to easily import textures, but you can do it if you're at all familiar with PC game texture modding. He also says he wants to see my knee mapped onto a character. That would do absolutely no good.
Ewan said if we have a cough or like immune system like that, yours has got to be like set to like 0.
Dude, I posted a picture to the crew a few weeks ago when I was in the hospital. They were so afraid of how ill I was. They had me quarantined in this reverse isolation room, and they had me full gown and mask and everything, and it just looked hilarious. And I thought that has to be in Creative Wrestlers.
Yeah, well, because they said it was like utterly terrifying. It was like a brand new car. I was like, this is just no thanks.
Oh yeah, it's been an adventure, man. Yeah, Woody also says, please be Euro friendly. It's 3 a.m. right now for him.
Dang, yo.
So, dude, you're hardcore. Thanks for hanging out, man. That's crazy. Joe says now we need to be able to climb the entranceways like Shane O'Mac. Yeah, that would be a timely thing to add, wouldn't it?
Yes, you know that Mr. Shane O'Mac is back, right?
You know what?
Oh, am I not supposed to do? Somebody actually said no WWE spoilers. All right, shit.
That's not a spoiler.
No, he's been there for a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
he kind of came out of nowhere. He kind of came out of nowhere a couple of weeks ago, and what kind of sucks. I'll see what we'll ping the chat here tonight. We'll see what they think about it. He's taking on Undertaker in Hell in the Cell for control of Raw.
Jeez. It's going to be, I think, awesome. I mean, for what it's worth, he is not going to come back and get into the ring, let alone in Hell in a Cell, let alone Mania, unless he's already planning oh my god spot. You know what I mean?
It's that's just it. There's people are speculating he's going to jump from the Jumbotron. Because that's in that Cowboy Stadium. I don't know.
I fear for him and his family, but at the same time, jeez, I don't know. You're right. It's a complete meaningless freaking Mania match with Taker at this point, right?
What frustrates me is I just don't understand, like, why Undertaker. You still there? Nope. Hang on.
I'm here.
So sorry, my computer is going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I was trying to pull up some things, and I'm apparently asking too much of it. So, all right, later. All right. So yeah, I said I just don't get it. It's not doing much for me, but hey, it looks like it's going to be a hell of a Mania, though. I think it's starting to shape up nicely. I think Ambrose and Lesnar, I think they're going to steal the show. Because I'm all about Dean Ambrose now.
I hear, and again, this is all just BS wrestling rumors. Who knows? But that Lesnar might not be too thrilled with the matchup. But
he needs to be in the main event. So I don't know. I think that's like your number one attraction, but
maybe. But even then, you can't have Lesnar in every main event every time, or that gets old, right? But.
No, I'm a fan, so we'll, but you're right. You have no idea what's rumor, what's real, what's fake, all that kind of stuff. So,
yeah. Joe made a good point in chat. Isn't TNA actually paying Pop to be on the network? That's entirely possible. Who knows? I've heard of different deals, so who knows, man.
Back, I have entered. How did I do that? I have entered big picture mode in Steam for some reason. How did I do this? Because I didn't think I was even exit Steam. Hopefully you guys can't see that. Yeah, I think I hit a control. Oh, and look, my battery's almost out of juice. Oh, that's great for my controller.
Yeah.
What an exciting Twitch broadcast here tonight. God. Sorry, gang.
I know. Completely unrelated note, but there's a place in town where I live, which is bizarre because I live in the middle of nowhere, where they actually do custom airbrushed and wrapped Xbox controllers.
Ah, interesting.
I think we need some Pro Wrestling X controllers, man.
That's pretty fun. I would do something like that.
Then again, you know what? I'm still using a 360 controller here on the PC, a wired 360 controller. I don't know if most people have graduated to wired Xbox One controllers, or if that's even a thing. I don't know. The Steam controller?
I'm trying to get my hands on one of those things.
Yeah, I'm trying to get everybody's hands on one of those things, but they're not exactly setting the world on fire either. So I don't know. I still think the 360 controller is the way to go.
All the buzz right now in the video game world seems to be VR, and I got to tell you, there's nothing about that even remotely interests me. Maybe it's just me, but I just find maybe this is just my old man, get off my lawn, but I have no desire to do VR.
Man, I've tried it a few times. And as neat as it is for a few minutes, in my mind, it's maybe at N64 levels of actual functionality. You know what I mean? In terms of frame rate and resolution, you can get.
I guess Oculus Rift is a game changer. I guess I have not seen it, so I don't know.
I don't know what I used. I went to I think I mentioned this on another Twitch broadcast, but I went to a Game of Thrones kind of whatever. Presentation when I was in Vancouver, where they had like costumes from the show and props and swords and all that stuff, and they did a VR kind of experience where you put on the headset and the eye thing and you went up the elevator up the wall in Game of Thrones, and they had air conditioners blowing on you.
Oh, you were telling me that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And when you got to the top, they would throw you off the wall, and everybody who was wearing the headset would scream at that point because it felt like you were falling. And that was kind of cool. But at the same time, you got to think, that's gotta get old. Yeah. And how many games is that really useful for? Granted, I would love to walk around in an open world like Skyrim or Grand Theft Auto and just walk around and look around. I don't know how much it would add to gameplay. I would think it would take away from the precision of the gameplay.
I find that stuff nauseous. It makes me nauseous sometimes. Maybe they're gonna get it.
Yeah,
this is me just being totally Captain Old Guy.
I would never think of playing.
What, did I lose you there?
It's just it's a neat novelty to turn your head and be in a virtual world, and look around, and it's kind of cool. But to play anything that might be even remotely fast or twitchy, like a Halo or a Call of Duty,
you're just asking for a headache. I mean, that's just me.
Yeah.
Anyway. Oh, we got double juice going here. I don't think I've had double juice going.
Man,
computer's kicking my ass here.
It's also kind of disturbing when I see the characters lying on the ground. They have a very pronounced bulge.
I hadn't noticed, Dave.
So, we'll have to talk to Cola about that. I don't know.
That'll probably have to be a call feature. Get Joey Ryan. Joey Ryan said the Max there is so big and so strong. We gotta get that move in here. We gotta get the YouPorn Plex somehow into Pro Wrestling X. I'm not above that. We go for the crotch shot, and like 1 out of every 100 times it turns into the YouPorn Plex.
Yeah,
It'd be pretty funny.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but we left the those stage textures open for modding, eh? Like
that, I don't know. I would assume so. Oh, let's pin this guy.
Yeah, I think we did.
But so yeah, I said I've been away for a couple of weeks. It's been a crazy couple of weeks. I've been battling some stomach stuff, and that's been zero fun. And yeah, we had a few people. I want to say kind of a shout out. Thanks for all the, because a lot of y'all know her I'm from Kalamazoo, Michigan, and we had that shooting where this dude just went on a fucking rampage, or this guy just went on a rampage. He was an Uber driver and like an insurance adjuster or something like that, and he just totally snapped and just decided to just go around and start shooting people. Like, they still haven't discovered a motive for this guy. But the first shooting was literally like right behind me in the parking in the complex. Thankfully, I wasn't around here, but I was out of town, kind of following all the stuff on Twitter as this guy was kind of doing his little rampage. And God, it's so scary. He said he's just this dude. He was just going around and just, he was literally like picking people up, doing his Uber route, would like drop them off, collect the fare, and then go around and like shoot somebody else. It's awful. I couldn't believe it. But
I don't know what's going on in
people's
people's minds,
to home, man. Way too close to home. I quite literally, like I said, it was practically right in my backyard.
Damn, man. Well, I'm glad you're safe, man.
Well, I was freaked out because this was like a Saturday night, and it's a college town, and there was tons of people out, and this guy was literally, I mean, like I said, he was driving, and he decided he just pulled into like a Cracker Barrel and just gunned down like 4 old ladies just sitting in a car after they had just gone to a show, and they went out and get something to eat after the show. And then he went over to like a car dealership and just capped like a dad and his kid, just sitting there like looking at the cars. And it's like, what the hell? And they finally kind of pulled him over in downtown, and they were worried that he was going after the people that are downtown. It's a college town, and there's people at the breweries and stuff, and it's just craziness, man. And he said he was totally calm, didn't put up a fight. I thought, oh, there's no way in hell this guy's not going to put up a This guy's not going to go down swing. He's going to go down swinging. But now he just pulled him over. It's like, yeah, I took some lives tonight. Like, matter of factly. God.
Who knows? Maybe he wants to be famous, man. I don't know. I mean, I know Cola mentioned it on our crew forum that maybe some people are just suicidal and just think they want to take a few people with them before they go. But this guy didn't sound like he was that way at all.
I said it was a family guy. He was kind of a gun nut. He would just like kind of randomly like shoot out his back door or something like that. His neighbor said, but other than that, he was like a totally nice guy. Isn't that kind of how it always is? All these other warning signs.
Yeah.
But I just don't know, man. I just don't know. They said the world is going. The world is going cuckoo. We're going to have President Trump. We're going to, we got shooters all over the place, man. I said I should.
Man, with all these shooters, kind of like just going nuts, and the mass shootings being nothing what they were 10 years ago, right? But I remember once my high school gym teacher telling me, and I'm going to get the numbers totally wrong, but he said there was a point where nobody thought it was possible for a human being to run a mile in a certain amount of time. I think it was 3 minutes or something. I don't know. But he said nobody thought it was humanly possible to run a mile this fast. People would always come within 1 or 2 seconds of it, but nobody could crack.
Right.
And he said once one guy did it, and word got around that, hey, someone ran a mile this fast, he said dozens upon dozens of runners suddenly could run a mile that fast.
Yeah.
So you got to wonder now, maybe with the shootings and that, once people realize, hey, you know what, I really can just take my gun outside. And
I don't know, man. I just think it's. I think people are just upset. People are just. There's so many people this day and age that are just ready to snap. You know what I mean? And that's and you can get into gun control and whether or not the weapon is easily accessed when you're about ready to snap, all that stuff. But the thing is, no laws would have prevented what this guy did, and that's what really sucks. I tend to kind of fall on the sensible gun control. Hunting rifles okay, personal firearms okay, but nothing semi-automatic, all that kind of crap. I think that's okay, but I tell you what, though, man, they said there was nothing. There was no amount of legislation. He wouldn't have been caught up in any background checks, or he wouldn't have been had any issues there. I think all his guns were like legally purchased.
Yeah, so there you go. Right? Like,
you could make a case that the semi-automatic part, but it's like he's still just like going around shooting people. It's not like it was just like 4 or 5 shots, so he could have easily done that with regular firearms. The whole thing just makes your head hurt. You just hope that, like I said, it's just, I guess it's when it's your time, but man.
I don't know, man. Like you say, when someone snaps, they snap. Like.
So I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I said, it's enough at times to just make me want to buy a nice big house on the hill, like far, far away from everybody else, and never see another human being as long as I live. But.
Yeah.
Just give myself a nice internet connection so I can still work on Pro Wrestling X and do Twitch broadcasts and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
That'll be my window to the world. I will communicate solely through Twitch. Oh, God. I tell you.
I snapped actually last week. It was kind of funny. I'm a pretty non-confrontational guy, like ever. But bank security politely asked me to leave last week. Yeah, dude.
What the hell? Don't be pissing off banks. That's not good.
So I've been dealing with the same bank for years. They've gotten so much of my money. My house's mortgage is through this bank. Like they've made literally thousands of dollars just on mortgage interest on me over the years, right? And I go in and I'm like, hey man, it's tax time. I want to print out my my company bank statement, but for some reason your website limits me to only going back 3 months. That's kind of silly, considering the service fees I pay to have an account here. You know what I mean?
See, and that doesn't even sound remotely right. You can't get statements. Mine's got like 4 years worth of statements.
Exactly. So I'm like, could you please just, print me out just the last 12 months of my bank statements so I can, like, just cross-reference it with all my info and make sure it's right because I submit it to my account. And they're like, yeah, no problem. That'll be $60.
Seriously?
And I'm like, what? Oh yeah, it's so much per page because you don't have a package that includes statements, Pat. Well, I'm like, oh my God. So at what point I might have raised my voice and used the F word, and everybody might have turned to look at me, and the security guards.
Oh, Dave, I'm very disappointed in you.
I am, but you know what? This teller was like this freaking 21-year-old. And he's smirking at me because he could tell I'm like, no, that's not cool. And he's like, he had this, well, what are you going to do about it attitude,
Man, that sucks.
I'm just, oh, come on, man. Like, give me a break. So, yeah.
Yeah, because usually, because like I said, usually you don't have a, you might not have a, like it's not like an actual, like a list, but you should have, like, your statements on there.
Yeah, I know, right? That's
not just like a listing of your transactions. They usually do cut that off at like a couple of months, but dude, that's
it's ridiculous. Like I have 2 accounts. I have a personal bank account that I pay like $10 a month in service fees, and I can go back 5 years at least, right? Print out statements. But my business account that I pay $20 a month for basic service charge, I can't go back 3 months. That's just retarded. That's ridiculous.
That doesn't make any sense to me, dude.
Man, those Fight Brett fight signs look so good in the crowd. I don't know if it's the
colors. I said it's fun doing the sign. It took me a little while to figure it out. Like I said, we gotta revamp UI and instructions and all this kind of stuff. And I think after this next update, that's our next pass, is to make it so that our tutorials and our instructions and all that kind of stuff are better. It's definitely something that we've got to get addressed, and it's totally my fault. I mean, we got to I should be having to put stuff up on a website or a wiki or something, and just more things to get working on. But
yeah.
Sorry, it's been a little while since I've played the game. It's actually, it's fun getting back here and doing more of this stuff.
I can't wait to go to the new stuff. Like, we're gonna have.
Well, that's the thing is, I'm trying to deliberately stay away from all that stuff because I want it. Like I said, I want to see it live. I think that would be kind of a fun unboxing to get that going.
How come you never transitioned to back moves?
Dave, just for you. I actually really do like that animation. I think that's a great looking animation.
Which one?
The transition to back. Like switch grapple positions. Whoop, ducks underneath. There we go. You like them apples. Oh, I missed that.
Can I ask a dumb question?
Sure.
When you boot the game up, what quality level are you playing at?
I think I play best. But I also do. I shrink the window so it's not full screen. It's like 360 whatever the proportion is, like 1380 or whatever that is.
Yeah, I'm just wondering. I mean, I know the Twitch broadcast just is not the sexiest.
It's not.
Look, no. Like when it's streaming, it compresses a lot and everything, right?
Oh, well, but, I guess I've never. It looks okay to me. Like when I watch it back on YouTube and stuff. But again, you're right. I mean, I'm not looking at the whole thing here, but yeah. I'm out of topics here for tonight. I said I really wanted to get back in here, and like I said, it's been such a kind of a crazy couple of weeks, and I wanted to get things rolling again. I'm glad I got that glitch to work. That was kind of fun to be able to scoot around.
That's kind of cool.
But,
boom! Drop kick to the face.
But I feel like I'm not being very entertaining here.
I think Grimhold needs to do the Bradshaw hammer. That's what I think.
It's going to be interesting. I would love to see. I think either some kind of a clothesline from hell or a. I think a power bomb should be his move. Something like a Sid style power bomb where he like drops the full weight instead of just like the Nash where he just releases them. I'd like to see like a Sid where what's that?
I don't mean to laugh. I'm not laughing at what you're saying. I'm laughing at what Coltrane just said in chat.
Oh no, Coltrane, you jerk! You jerk! We got to get that sign. I've got it. I think one of us must have taken a picture of that sign at some point. I got to work that into the game somehow. Tell your mom to stop calling me. Oh my God! Still the worst sign I've ever seen at a wrestling show. Oh, I'm telling you, because he was just so drunk. He was so drunk. Oh my God, that's pretty funny. Oh, good times, good times. Mr. Coltrane, are you hitting any shows? I thought Ring of Honor was coming to Detroit. No. The E is in Kalamazoo this weekend. That's right. God, I think I can get discount tickets too. I'm just look and see if I. The problem is it's like all the B, like we're getting the B team, like the main events, like the Wyatts.
You think you're getting the B team? Let me tell you, man. I live in Alberta. I should be getting wrestling royalty goddamn shows here, right? And we used to, but they got a company here now that, God bless them, they're trying. But once a year they will actually bring in, what they will call, I guess, talent, okay, to come headline a show once a year, and you'll never guess who they're flying in to actually headline their big yearly show this year.
I couldn't even hazard a guess.
TNA and Amazing Race star Robbie E.
Wow, pulling out all the stops, baby. He's actually pretty entertaining. Like he's pretty funny dude.
Well, I gotta say, last year it was, what did he call himself? Canadian Vampire or something, because he couldn't use the Gangrel name. So we had him. That was interesting.
Yeah, and he's like 1.5 Gangrels now. And I say that respectfully. None of us are, in as good a shape as we were back in our 20s, except for me.
When I first moved here, I'd go to an indie show, and they would have, they'd have like Tyson Kidd, T.J. Wilson. His name was wrestling out there. They would actually get in like, pretty much everybody from Calgary, because we're only an hour away, right? So you'd get Natalia, you'd get British Bulldog's son and stuff. It was cool, but since those guys are all tapped and working elsewhere, it's kind of dry down here, which just kind of sucks. Oh well.
Well, like I said, I think indies are propping up. I mean, I think there's more competition for talent, which is great. I mean, I think that anything that's good for the boys. I mean, that's good. It's good.
Yeah.
So Mr. Coltrane's doing Dearborn, for a Global Wars tour. Okay, that would be kind of cool. That's the summer, it sounds like. I don't know if I'm gonna make it to the WWE show this weekend. I'd like to. I gotta see what the card is. If New Day was there, I'd go. I love those guys. Those guys are absolutely killing me. But beyond that, it kind of looked like it was really slim pickings.
It can be. The last WWE house show that came through here was a few years ago, and it was because they had the floods in Calgary, so they had to kind of rearrange their house shows, and they came to Lethbridge instead. And it was awesome because it was way back in the day when CM Punk was doing his straight edge society thing, and they had like the Heart. What were they called? Not the Heart Foundation, obviously. They were called the Heart Legacy. No, I don't know what the hell they were.
Yeah, but I kind of stopped watching wrestling. Right, I was just not very hardcore. Like I didn't watch SmackDown, so I just kind of missed a lot of that stuff.
Well, they had Kofi Kingston, which was awesome. But the personal highlight for me, because I'm a raging heterosexual, was Maurice. Oh, remember Maurice?
God, and she had it too. Like she was not a wrestler, but boy, she had that heat, the heel heat, and then she was just a really attractive woman. The Miz, how did Miz land that? I don't know. Although I am a huge Miz mark. I don't care what anybody says. He cracks me up. I love watching that guy work. He practically individually put Styles over for the WWE crowd that didn't know who he was. He went out there and cut like a hell of a promo to really sell AJ, and that was pretty awesome. He was just a heel.
You got to hand to the guy. You know, like how many people have been through the whole Tough Enough thing and amounted to anything? God bless him. But you know what I mean? Like
he's great. I think his in ring stuff is pretty good, and his character is fantastic. I think he's one of the best heels in the company, to be honest with you.
Well, they could use him, so that's good, man.
But it's been fun watching AJ in the dub. It's been kind of surreal. The only downside has been he's been tagging with Jericho now. And I kind of feel like it's kind of killing some of his superstar momentum. But if Jericho can give him the rub, I guess maybe they can get to be tag team champions or something, or maybe he turns on Jericho or something. I don't know, but he got a hell of a pop at that Rumble, and it was so cool to watch. And he's out cheering like Jericho, like he's getting the bigger pops of the two when they come out. So it's very nice to see him. I'm very happy to see it. Very happy.
Now, why do you think? Let's play like armchair kind of coach here. Why do you think, out of all the things they could have done, would they pair him with Jericho for a while?
You know what? I have a sneaky suspicion. I am not starting any rumors. I have not heard this on any websites. It's just a hunch. I think AJ's hurt. I think he's hurt. I think he's banged up to hell because he came off that huge back injury in New Japan, and I think letting him tag is taking some wear and tear off the body. And Jericho's the type of a guy who's got that kind of background with singles and all that kind of stuff, and just really knows how to help get people over, that I think he was kind of a natural fit to pair him up. That's my theory. In my wildest fantasies, CM Punk comes back and AJ beats the ever-living crap out of him. That's what I want to see. CM Punk's done.
Yeah, I know. Didn't Joe Rogan tore him a new one on his podcast?
Did he?
Yeah, about him going to UFC. He just thought it was the most asinine, ass-backwards, disrespectful thing to all the UFC athletes.
Now, why would he say that? That makes no sense, because Punk has got more respect for any of those guys than... It's not like it's just coming out like he's Brock and he's, coming out... Or not Brock, because Brock's not legit. Brock is legit, but... some of these guys are just, maybe they do kind of come and just clown it up and get a paycheck. But I get the sense that CM Punk's got, much respect for all those guys. I don't think he's doing it just to cut a paycheck.
Well, I think, again, I don't know anything, but regardless of the respect, Punk might have for them, I don't think the feeling's mutual,
Well, he can thank their pocketbooks. He's although UFC these days is doing all right without anybody. They got that McGregor guy who's like the most over of any sports entertainer, going right now. I think that they got a big pay-per-view this Saturday. The big fights. I don't really get into UFC. It kind of reminded me like I was, when poker was a big deal, that everybody was watching it. And now I'm just like, whatever, But
I think Ronda Rousey needs to walk away, man.
She can make a hell of a lot more money doing all her other stuff. She's the SI cover model. You saw that, right?
Yeah, and she got nothing but heat for it, and I saw an interview with her where she completely lost her shit about losing that match to Holland.
Yeah, she said she contemplated suicide. Well, because I don't get it, but I get it. I mean, in the sense that if like your entire identity has been wrapped up in this one persona, like it's got to be tough to come back from that. And you probably do. You probably go like, what the hell am I supposed to do now? I'm not like this, toughest woman in the world. And it's the same thing when Tyson went down. These people just have little spirals, and it's hard to get back all that stuff.
By the way, I still love that sharpshooter animation. That is beautiful.
Yeah, I'm saying,
that
man.
That is just I'll put up Cola's animation against anything AAA WWE.
Well, and it's better than the mocap stuff, I think. I mean, everything just feels much more natural. It doesn't feel as I don't know. It's just a vibe that I guess I get.
Well, you know what? And that actually reminds me. I actually had I'm using air quotes right now, and I'll call it a heated debate with someone on our Facebook page who basically said we were completely out of touch losers for using Alex and not doing mocap instead, for financial reasons, whatever. But I still, at the end of the day, I'm like, dude, if it ain't broke, why fix it? Like,
well, and I don't know, it just feels more. I don't know. It feels more handcrafted to me. It said I don't have a classically trained professional wrestler that we can just start attaching some ping pong balls. I just don't have one of those handy. And $80,000 worth of mocap stuff.
It feels more like art to get artists actually doing their thing.
Well, and like I said, you like for example, you look at the old Disney movies. All those hand-drawn animations, like individually, and they look totally different, and it's just a different style. I don't know.
Plus, the rumor was on one of the old SmackDown PS2 games. I think it was Shut Your Mouth or something. They had who did the mocap? I want to say Jeff Hardy did a lot of the mocap stuff for it, and I'm thinking, if you've got Jeff Hardy coming out and mocapping Steve Austin taunts and everything, then are you really getting value for your money there? I don't know.
See, I guess I thought it was more the guy was more anonymous. Not like a Christopher Daniels because he's not affiliated with the company, but it was like a not like quite a jobber, but like somebody that would have been like at a Terry Taylor level, where he was just like he's just a good workhorse. And I don't think Jeff Hardy would qualify there, but I could be wrong. I don't know for sure.
Yeah, I don't know why that name. Yeah, I don't know why that name keeps coming back to me, but
yeah, but I don't know. I understand there's it's a time thing, but I don't know. I just think that this stuff looks so much nicer. Oh, look at that! That is such a nice spot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind talking about business and things, but we're looking at a few different rounds of financing right now to put guys like Cola to work full time to do animations and stuff and really beef out the game and make it bigger. And oh man, that springboard moonsault, fantastic. And it costs money. We're talking anywhere from 2 to 4.
Oh, where do you see this spot?
Okay.
All right, keep going.
It's all right. I'm going to say it costs anywhere from $200 to $400 to animate, a generic move. And the argument is, well, if you were mocapping it, it would take, 30 seconds and it'd be done.
But as Cola says, you end up spending more time cleaning up the mocap.
Oh!
Stiff dropkick, eh? Right on the run.
Yeah. I can't wait till we get that kendo stick in there for the 1.0.
Yeah, that's really fun.
Yeah. Best kendo stick ever, Day of Reckoning 2. If you haven't played it, you gotta try it.
I'm so behind, dude, on games. I gotta get caught up on all the wrestling games.
You can't. It's almost impossible now. There's been so many, and so many, obscure ones. Even for the last generation, you had the last 2 generations, you had some really fun, obscure stuff.
You've seen that? What's the YouTube channel? Joe Gagne's Pro Wrestling Reviews. Yeah. They just released another one just a couple of days ago that was all about the TurboGrafx one. I was like, I forgot about that one because I had a buddy of mine who had one. I had a buddy of mine who had a TurboGrafx and it was fun. We played Bonk. We played. Was it Splatterhouse? What that was for the TurboGrafx?
Yeah, Splatterhouse. That's awesome. I'll completely lose all my credibility and say that if you have a 360, you got to get the second Wrestling Roses game. I don't know if you've even heard of it.
I'm familiar with the franchise.
Was it Konami who made it? I think Ukes was a developer on it. But this is one of the last few times I actually talked with AJ before we lost contact. We were talking about that game, and he was just popping over the submission moves they put in this cheesy women's wrestling game. He was like, man, it's all hardcore Japanese submission moves in this weird little, completely bonkers.
Yeah, because I thought, Rumble Roses wasn't
Rumble Roses.
Was it kind of not like softcore porn, but all the women were in bikinis and stuff, or am I thinking of a different game?
No, you're pretty much close, man. It had a lot in common with the.
Was it a volleyball game?
Yeah, with the Dead or Alive beach volleyball games.
Yes, thank you. I was trying to think that's
because they actually had in Rumble Roses, you actually had the option to actually do mud wrestling. And you'd go on the beach and mud wrestle and get covered in. And yeah, you're right. You could unlock all these skimpy bikinis, and the entrances. Oh my God, they were off the charts, just ridiculous, over the top.
Huh.
It's you could probably buy the game in the bargain bin for $2 now. The second one I think was Rumble Roses Double X. I don't think they called it Triple X. I think it was called Double X.
Yeah, you got to be careful there.
Yeah, I think they called it Double X, and. It's a fun little wrestling game, man. I mean, it's actually...
What's the grapple system?
It's more of a SmackDown-y kind of thing, where you could do strong grapples or you could do ready moves, where you go right into the move. But some of the more pervy kind of things you could do is, during the submission, when you had your opponent's legs spread and, locked apart, you can manually control the camera during the submission moves.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah, I know, right? That's ridiculous. And then again, there was actually a photo mode where you could pose your wrestler and zoom the camera in and save pictures of her and stuff. It's I don't know if the Japanese culture, I guess that's what they want to do. I don't know if I want to get Pro Wrestling X already has a screenshot mode, and thankfully I haven't seen too many close-ups of crotch bulges posted yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of that going on yet. Thankfully, it's coming. We're going to have nude Olympic wrestling before too long. But Chris Law, how's it going? Good to see you in chat. Always a pleasure. Chris is here every week.
Sweet. Man, one of my best burns on Facebook was we just released Tyrador and Grasshopper, and some guy posted this snarky comment: "Why is it all your wrestlers look like male strippers?" And my reply was, "Hey man, you see what you want to see." He never came back.
I don't know, man. You can't pop yourself. That's kind of,
you know what? We've got a really good community, and now that the game is playable and out there and good and stable, the community is by and large positive, but we went through a phase where we had our share of haters, and being the guy who's supposed to be the public kind of guy responding to people and everything on social media, I'm a human being, and sometimes when people are jerks, you want to be a jerk back. And I think I can remember, that might have been one instance out of 2 in the last 10 years.
I wouldn't call that being a jerk. I really wouldn't. I think that's...
Well, that's probably as close as I've ever been to being a jerk, The only other time I've been a complete, probably should have been fired for my unprofessional behavior was I made some post on Facebook. It was unrelated to Pro Wrestling X. It was something about wrestling in general, and some guy who I forget who he was, but he posted a comment don't you have a game you should be making?
Oh yeah, you always get those. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think my reply was, don't you have yourself to go fuck? Pardon my language. And yeah, that's probably the only other time I've ever just, man, there's people making this game. We're not robots. We're not, indestructible, people with like thick metal skin. Man, we're people doing this crap.
Mm-hmm.
I get where the internet's is the internet's, and you got to have a thick skin, and don't take anything too seriously. But, geez, man, like you also don't have to be a jerk.
Yeah. Well, so we try to hold ourselves to a different standard, I guess. But it's you're right. It slips every once in a while.
Well, we take the high road 99.9% of the time, and believe me, man, it's almost just as fun to take someone who's being snide or jerky and actually like just talk to them honestly. And after a while, I've had more people come around and apologize to us for being, misinformed or like a bad attitude, and ended up being big supporters of the game because we didn't dismiss their criticism just because their tone might have been offensive or whatever, because no matter how people say stuff, if they have a point, we generally like to address it. Like we don't shy away from honest negative criticism if it's honest. If you got something to point out that is real and we need to own up to it, we do. You know what I mean? So there's, it's all good in that respect, but I don't think we've had any serious trolls in a long time. Knock on wood. I don't want to, jinx anything, but
we've been doing more. I mean, as I said, we released some more stuff, and like I said, it'll be nice to get. Hopefully, whether it comes next week or not. Hopefully, it comes next week. But try to get this next update out the door. I think it's going to be pretty amazing. Like I said, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, we don't want to jinx it, but like I told Eric earlier.
Like I said, Robert's working really hard, and we don't. It's his time. I don't want to start promising his. Oh yeah, Robert's going to get it done for sure. Maybe he will. Hopefully he will, but
hopefully he will. He's never let us down, but yeah.
So. All right, brother man, my voice is starting to go here. I'm getting tired for tonight.
It's all good. Let's shoot for. Let's hope everything goes as planned, and we've got something new to unbox and reveal the next Twitch update, and we will let you guys know well in advance if it's going to be a new build broadcast on Twitch, and we might celebrate by giving away some keys and whatnot. If you guys have been following the project and just waiting for the right time to jump in and buy the game, well, maybe you won't have to. Maybe we'll be generous and give away some keys during the next Twitch broadcast or something.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be fun to kind of maybe do a bigger, more celebratory, kind of a Twitch broadcast, and maybe a little more advance notice and all that kind of fun stuff. So
yeah, for sure. We are so close to our 1.0 here that it's nice. It's nice. So thanks everybody for hanging out in chat, man. I dig getting all the questions and answering them all, hopefully. And thanks for hanging out. And fingers crossed that next Tuesday we've got something new and awesome to show you guys.
Yep. Rock and roll, y'all.
Later. Thanks, Eric.
See ya.